It's like when I edit the videos. I'm too short to get you guys in! Alright. Tonight we're working on the Mustang. We already explained no more mullet marrow. You know why. We already talked about it. If you missed that video, there's probably a link right there. Go ahead, hit that, watch that, come back to this video and see what we're doing now. Alright? So what are we doing, Drake?
We're doing control arms.
Oh. What else?
Tie rod.
You like there's more right there. But wait, there's more.
Inner tie rod is.
Oh! Yeah, that's about it. Alright, so we're doing lower control arms, inner and outer tie rods. Getting ready for a trip. So, yeah, we explained that. He's got a trip, whatever, you know. Just a fancy, going somewhere fancy.
Put some light on the subject.
Anyways, so looking here, want to talk about what we're going to do. We're going to take off this lower control arm right there, and in the process of swapping that out, that requires undoing this tie rod, but it's okay because we're replacing the outer tie rod plus the inner tie rod on both sides, and you can see why. Obviously there is no cushion actually staying inside there, so we'll just get rid of it, right? Let's replace it. Too much, actually.
I have faith.
I got faith in you, baby.
It's not like old. Shut up, Dan.
First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove the sway bar link, get that out of our way. So, got the sway bar link off. Next thing we're doing, we're gonna take out the cotter pin there and take the casting nut off the tie rod end, so we can drop that down. Alright, you seen that was actually pretty easy to get that tie rod end off. He was able to just spin it right out, and now he's just, since we left the lock nut exactly where it was originally, we can just thread it back on, and it'll be pretty damn close to where the alignment was originally. It'll be slightly off, but...
And the inner tie rod has no plate, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah! Alright, it just looks ugly. But besides that, we're just going to swap that outer tie rod. He's just going to thread that on real quick once he gets the grease zerk in it and all that good jazz. So, yeah. It's going actually pretty quick. Fingers crossed we don't hit a problem. And Drake seems to be pretty sure that we can do this without getting a spring to the face.
Yes.
So, no spring to the face?
No spring to the face.
Alright, I'm going to trust you.
Trust me.
Trust me, I got this.
I'm watching plenty of other YouTube videos.
Okay, so to get the control arm off, we got to get at that nut. To get at that nut, looks like the best way to do it is to take off the strut. So to take the strut off, undo those two bolts. Man, that doesn't look too good on camera. But at any rate, we're going to take those bolts off. Woo! Yeah, man, this looks like it's some underwater shipwreck.
It is an underwater shipwreck.
The front side is a 24, and this back side is a 22 millimeter head. So we'll go ahead and just get those rest way out. Look at that, like easy. So now I have access to the lower control arm, the lower ball joint nut. So we're gonna take that castle nut off, and that is a 27 millimeter big dog nut. So,
Yeah, doggy.
yeah, doggy. We're gonna take it off now. I think that's where we're at now. I think we're binding on the spindle. Because of the way the wedge is lifting up, it's lifting up more on one side than the other.
Okay.
Alright, so what it required was a little bit of ingenuity. We ended up throwing a bolt back into the top of the spindle where it meets the strut, right up there. And then basically we dropped the jack down just a hair, just enough so that there was a little bit of space between the jack and the control arm. And then what we did is we actually took our little sledge and we just hit the spindle right there where the actual ball joint comes through. We just hit that a few times and the thing just dropped right through like butter. So now we can lower the jack. Once he hangs that up out of the way, we can lower the jack and just safely pull the spring out. Alright, got a pry bar. Yeah! She was just stuck. Many years being in the same place will do that to you. Whoa! Well, so couldn't fit the impact, so he had to resort to the breaker bar to get those off. What sizes are they, Drake?
21 and 24.
A 21 and a 24.
24 on the inside, 21 on the outside.
Okay, not too bad. Alright, well, I guess we'll go the long route about doing this. You guys don't really need to see that, so let's skip ahead. Alright, so lower control arm is finally off. Like, literally like 7 hours later. It took for frickin' ever, man.
Alright, so anybody wants to know, to get this upper bolt for the control arm out, you gotta take the 2 bolts out of the rack, so you can basically pry it up and forward a little bit. And then the back one, you have to undo 1 bolt of the K member.
Ooh.
To get that bolt out.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
You suggest doing this?
No.
So, our conclusion with doing all this, don't ever buy a Ford Mustang. It's a terrible decision if you ever got to do control arms. It sucks, you know, but whatever. If you like them, I guess this is totally a way how probably the most difficult way to probably take it apart. So, we showed you that, but we're not going to show you how to put it together. You can figure that out. Actually, I am just limited on time tonight. Drake is actually going to keep on going and finish off the car because, well, he needs it done. So, he's a man on a mission today. So, he's going to take care of that. Unfortunately, I got to wake up in just a few hours and go to work. So, whatever. That's that parts guy life. Alright, Drake. Any final words?
If I don't make it out of here alive, tell my mom I love her and my dad.
Well, that was sweet. What a good boy. Alright. Whatever. We're the parts guys. Have a good night. Don't buy a Ford.